Hi Flosstube, I'm Stephanie, the Ivy House Crafter. This is April 5th, 2018. It's Thursday. If you watched my video last week, you'll probably have noticed that I was a little bit confused. I was going on about how excited I was for craft night because it was the first Thursday of the month. And it wasn't the first Thursday of the month. Somehow I got confused because my brain is just blah sometimes. So I got to the church building where we have craft night and realized nobody was there and it wasn't the first Thursday of the month and I had to turn around and come home. But today is the first Thursday of the month, and so today I get to go to craft night and hang out with a bunch of other ladies and snack and visit, and I'm going to be working on some project bags, and yeah, it'll be lots of fun. And I really need to have a calendar right in front of my face every time I do one of these videos because I keep getting messed up as to what day it is. Several videos ago I said it was Wednesday when it was Thursday, and yeah, just apparently I'm not good with calendar type stuff. So, yeah, thank you to my subscribers, viewers, commenters. I have reached 200 subscribers, a little bit over 200. Which is really exciting for me. I am going to do a small giveaway when I reach 250 because that's a quarter of the way to 1,000. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be yet. It will probably involve some type of project bag because I love making them and they're lots of fun. Okay, shout outs. I was looking through Flosstube the other day and I found Michelle at Romantic Tangle, and in one of her earlier videos she had actually given me a shout out and I didn't even realize it, and so I wanted to thank her for shouting me out a while back. And yeah, she's also a homeschooling mom, so it's always fun for homeschoolers to find each other. So that's really neat. Her kids are, you know, older than mine, but homeschoolers will always find a way to connect, no matter what ages. I love in her video number 6, her Flosstube number 6, she shows a couple of her creepy dolls, and that's a lot of fun. She has one that kind of tilts its head by itself or something, and one that is a combination of Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma and the wolf, and you flip it around and it changes from one to the other, and they're all kind of creepy, old-fashioned, and that's fun. So go check her out. Again, that's Michelle at Romantic Tangle, and I'll link below. And I also wanted to shout out Misty Purcell. She is a multi-crafter. She does some quilting, and in the background of her videos is a quilt that she's working on, and it is just beautiful. So many just lovely colors, and it's just a really neat design. She knits. She's been working on tiny knitting, little Christmas decorations. She's doing these little tiny sweaters and mittens, and they are adorable. And she also weaves. She has a weaving loom, which she shows sometimes, and she makes dish towels, and they are just beautiful, and it's amazing that she makes them herself, not buying the fabric and hemming the edges, but she's making the fabric, so that's really cool. So go check her out, Misty Purcell. Let's see. We went up to Idaho this weekend and stayed with my sister. She's 2 years older than me, and we have been best friends ever since we were young. Yes, I love my sister so much. And the kids love to go visit Aunt Michelle and Uncle Mark, and they have 4 boys, and so it's just a big, rowdy, fun, chaotic visit every time we go. And while I was there, she lives just like the next town over from my aunt, who I have talked about in previous videos. This is my aunt who has stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and we don't know how long she has, probably a matter of months. But she has such an amazing attitude and about her whole situation. She hasn't been able to speak for several months. She has a tumor around her aortic arch that has paralyzed her, what's it called? Well, basically her vocal cord. A nerve in there has been paralyzed by this tumor, and so she can't talk. She whispers, and it's hard for her because too much whispering, and she coughs a lot because she's got tumors all through her lungs and her sternum and everything. But yeah, we had my sister and I went over and visited with her. We had a great visit. The piece that I was working on for her and showed the finish of last week, Today While the Blossoms, gave that to her, and she just loved it. And my uncle loved it too. When she saw, you know, when I showed it to her, she said she bet that her husband would cry when he saw it, because like she's the really pragmatic, you know, get everything done kind of person, and he's more sensitive and a little bit more emotional. And sure enough, when he came in and we showed it to him, he got misty-eyed and was just very touched. So yeah, my aunt told me that there wasn't a single thing that I could have stitched that would have been better, more appropriate than what I gave them. And it was a song that the two of them would sing together, and you know, can't anymore because she doesn't have a voice, but before she lost her voice, they recorded some songs that they would sing, and she and her husband, she and her kids, and that was one of them. And so I did the chorus, Today while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows will all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today. Yeah, so to see the finish on that, I show it in my previous video. I could insert a picture, but the last time I tried inserting pictures, I know I did this weird thing where there was a still shot of some guy running through a street, and it was like some foreign language, and I don't even know. But yeah, I wanted to share something that she said while we were there. Just kind of demonstrates her attitude and her sense of humor that she has not lost at all. She told us about a conversation that she had with her friend, and she said, okay, I want you to be in charge of my makeup for the viewing, and don't forget lipstick, because when I don't have lipstick on, I look dead. So that's her sense of humor. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to create that piece for them and give it to her in person, and we stayed and just talked very quietly because she could only whisper for, I think it was at least an hour, and it was just a really neat experience, and I'm glad that I was able to have that experience. Okay, we're gonna move on to whips. I did bring a couple, I brought 3 whips with me when we went to visit, but I only worked on one of them while we were there. But let's see, which one was it? Where is it? While we were at my sister's house, I worked on Grand House, and I'll get the pattern out. This is from the Reader's Digest Big Book of Cross-Stitch Designs. There's what it's supposed to look like. My colors are a little bit more vibrant, a little bit richer than that. Let's see. Because it's on linen and it's super see-through. Here's some paper behind it. Ta-da! So while we were there, I finished up this inner border. There's more border that goes around the outside of it, but I finished that up, and I added these things in here. There's flowers, there's birds, because put a bird on it, and this is going to be trees, and then there's going to be, like, you know, dogs here and another tree or 3 or something like that. Anyway, so I'm not going to say I'm close to a finish, because I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm making progress. I still have a couple little stars to put in here, the cherubs and the leaves around here, and our name and the year that we were married, and, you know, the big border around the outside. But I'm making progress, and I'm loving how this one is coming along. So that is Grand House from the Reader's Digest Big Book of Cross-Stitch Designs. Okay. Let's see. Last Thursday evening, when I thought it was the first of the week, the first Thursday of the month, and it wasn't, and I was super disappointed. When I got home after I got over my disappointment at it not being craft night, I went ahead and worked on Roses on White Chair. This is a dimensions kit. And okay, here's my progress. Let's see, I did some greens. Let me see if I can remember where. Pretty sure I did here and here. It was this olive green color. I did several several lengths of floss. I think there's some more of it in here. So basically just filling in some greens around these outlying flowers. So this one is coming along slowly but surely. This was the first piece that I started working on after getting back into cross-stitching in the beginning of this year. And it's on Ada, which every time I come back to this piece, it kind of takes some adjusting because it is stiffer and the holes are different and whatnot. But it really is going to be just beautiful when it's done. I'm looking forward to that being done eventually. And the other piece that I worked on this week is my Dolphin sketch piece. My drawing from high school that I turned into a pattern from on pick2pat.com. This is the one that makes me not ever want to say I'm close to a finish, because I've been close to a page finish on this for, feels like weeks, and I'm still not there. Here's where I am now. It really is getting close, I promise. And I'm loving the way it's turning out. It is a bit pixelated, but you know, that's okay. I just have this little corner left to fill in, basically. Just a few more colors. But yeah, after saying I'm close to a page finish over and over again, I've decided that being close to a finish, all that really means is that you still have upwards of like 100 hours left of work to do on it, and it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm excited to move on to another page and see more Dolphin coming to life. So yeah, this one it's just so relaxing and so peaceful and tranquil and subdued and subtle, just very, very pretty. It's not a vibrant underwater scene by any stretch of the imagination, but I am loving how it's turning out. I do think I need to come up with another way to grid this, though. I had a heck of a time getting these threads out of this part, because I did try to stitch under them as I was, you know, cross stitching, but sometimes I would actually end up putting the needle through this the gridding thread, and it was really difficult to get it out of the stitching. And also, it's probably not going to show up on the video, but everywhere that that the grid thread came through the fabric, it left like a little, I don't know what to call it, maybe like a divot or something, where I really don't know if you can tell, but you can tell that there was something there, and you can like see the grid dots in the work. And I'm hoping that that will like fade as I continue working on the piece and whatnot, but I need to come up with a different way to grid the rest of the fabric that won't affect my stitching and won't show up on the finished piece. Anyway, that is my whips. Let's see what next. I have a finish. It's not a cross-stitch finish, but I finished my hat that I was knitting. This is the Super Simple Hat pattern from Louise Strickland, and it was designed for the whole Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts teaching Ginger Gerald how to knit, and everybody else following along. So yeah, this is my hat. This is Lion Brand Landscapes yarn. I don't remember the colorway because my toddler took the paper that goes around the yarn that says what the color is. But I love the way it turned out. It's comfortable. If I wear it too long, it does start getting itchy, but that's yarn. That's what happens. Yeah, I'm eager to make another one. Knitting is fun. I enjoy it. On last week's video, I had a comment from Vicki Coleman, who, let's see, my train of thought derailed, I'm sorry. Right, I had lamented the fact that my needles were too long. My circular knitting needles were like really long, and I couldn't knit the hat properly on them, and so I bought shorter needles. And Vicki Coleman told me about a method of knitting called magic loop knitting, where you can use like really long needles to make something in the round that's smaller. And I looked that up on YouTube and it's really cool. I wish I had known about it before I bought a whole new set of needles, but that's okay. It's cool to know that it exists. Whether I ever use it or not, it doesn't matter, but it's there. So if you have like really long circular knitting needles and you want to make something that is smaller, like a hat, look up Magic Loop Knitting. And yeah. Let's see. I have been doing some more designing. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this already. I just posted it last night. I am making a band sampler, and it is based on patterns from this book that I showed either last week or the week before, but it's Charted Peasant Designs from Saxon, Transylvania. And so I'm just, yeah, the book is, it's exactly what it says, it's a bunch of designs from, it was a group of Saxons who migrated to Transylvania in the, I think it was 1100s, I'll have to look back and check. And this is based on designs found on their linens, their tunics, towels, bed sheets, pillows. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking a whole bunch of these patterns and stacking them together into a band sampler. I'm using an app called eCanvas for Cross Stitch Pro and charting it all out. And it's a lot of work. I spent like all day yesterday and some more time this morning working on this, and it's still not done. But this is what I've got so far. This is crazy intense. It's going to be huge, like a huge amount of knitting. The stitch dimensions are 250 stitches wide, and it's going to be about 600 stitches long. And I think I'm crazy for undertaking this. I don't know if it's there. This is slightly brighter, but yeah, it is so much work charting this out. Let me zoom in and you can like see, like here's birds and these are wise foxes and trees and the fountain of life. Let's see. Oh, this band is labeled locusts, which represents demons destroying life. So yeah, these are Persian griffins rampant, and I put one on each end, and then I had to fill in some space, so I found an old English font and put that in there, and then a couple little bands. Look at these little guys, they're so cute. And then some more birds. But yeah, this is, I mean, we are talking death by cross stitch crazy here. And it's gonna be awesome when it's done, if I ever finish it. So yeah, that is what I have been working on charting. Let's see. So I'm going to move on to stitchy kindness, acquisition stuff. Not a whole lot to show, but I am really excited about about this one. Pam and Steph, Just Keep Stitching, showed this on one of their videos, and it's this booklet from 1988, Squeeze 'em, folks. And this is plastic canvas, and you stitch the design in yarn and then like stitch it together in such a way that when you squeeze their cheeks, they open their mouth. And there's all these cute little designs. Look at that punk rocker. He's so funny. And so they showed this that someone had given them, and I commented that I had a little Squeeze 'em mouse Christmas ornament, and I've had it since I was a little girl. My mom made it for me, and it's like a perennial favorite. Everybody loves it. It's fun to squeeze the mouth and open it up and stuff. My kids, the younger ones, tend to view Christmas ornaments as much as toys as they are ornaments, and so this has been played with, it's been loved. It's not in very good shape, but this is my little Squeeze 'em mouse. It's missing an eye. It's the yarn is like really fuzzy. The string for hanging it has fallen off. So it's really old and ratty, but this has always been one of our favorite ornaments ever since I was a little girl, and then now my kids. And so you squeeze its cheeks and it opens its mouth and you can put stuff in it. So so yeah, this is my, I don't know, it's kind of creepy too. My very old, very loved, missing an eye. I need to replace that because that's just, yeah. This is my little Squeeze 'em mouse Christmas ornament, and now I have patterns to make a whole bunch more Squeeze 'ems, and my kids are going to flip. They're gonna love this. So yeah, thank you so much to Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching for sending that to me. I love it. So I got another book in the mail that I ordered online. This is Traditional Samplers by Brenda Keyes. 20 cross-stitch designs celebrating the art of sampler making. So she shows just a whole bunch of samplers that she has created that are based on historic samplers. Some of them are actual reproductions, and some are just based on reproductions. And I've already ordered fabric and floss for one of them, and that will take me into plans. Audrey, can you go downstairs, please?
Okay. It's been 1 minute. Actually, I want to get a snack first.
So, that takes me to plans, and I'll show the one that I'm going to do in just a second. May is coming up, which means Stitch Maynia, and I don't remember the official rules for Stitch Maynia. I think it's like a new start for the first 15 days or the entire month or something. I'm not following the official rules, which is why I don't remember them. But what I am doing is all of the things that I want to start, any new starts that I want, I am putting them off until May, and so I'll have several new starts in May, however many I end up doing. And so April will be for working on whips and kitting up all the new starts that I want to start in May. So from this Traditional Samplers by Brenda Keyes, I have ordered the fabric and the floss for Bird's Sampler. Ooh. Isn't it beautiful? Because
it is beautiful.
Audrey, go downstairs.
Okay.
If put a bird on it, is good. Put like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put 10 birds on it is even better. So this is Bird Sampler, and that will be one of my new starts in May. The bird which soars on highest wing builds on the ground her lowly nest, and she that doth most sweetly sing, sings in the shade when all things rest. Isn't that a pretty verse? So that is one of my Stitch Maynia starts. I'm going to start this Scarecrow sampler. I've showed this before. This is the chart that I made as a companion piece to the freebie sampler from With Thy Needle and Thread. Welcome October, that's the one with the crow and the pumpkins. It's available on the With Thy Needle and Thread blog. Yeah. And so this is the piece that I made because it has the other half of the alphabet, and I don't want a sampler with just the first half of the alphabet because it doesn't make sense to me. So that will be another one of my new starts in May. Let's see. I will be starting Summer House, and I already have this one kitted up. This is Brooks Books Publishing from the House for All Seasons freebie collection. Another one that I've talked about before several videos ago, but haven't started yet, so I'm going to start it in May, is the Pokemon ABC, because I am a Poke geek. And this is just super cute. Excited to work on that one. I still need to kit that up. And then my kids are really excited about this one. This is the Minecraft ABC pattern. Now both the Pokemon ABCs and the Minecraft ABCs are freebie charts from Happy Cupcake Creations, and I will link them below. Yeah, I'm not super into Minecraft, but my kids are. We'll just put it that way. They are very much into Minecraft, and they're really excited about me stitching this one. Let's see. I will also be starting the Saxon Transylvania Band sampler that I showed. I should have it finished, charted, and kitted up. I went ahead and ordered fabric. I think it's like 25 count white Lugana. I ordered that from 123 Stitch, and it will be coming shortly, and it's a nice big piece, and I'll be stitching over one, and it should be big enough for my band sampler. One other start that I will have probably in May, it depends, it will be a Biscornu, a pretty little floral Biscornu that I charted a couple days ago. Jennifer Upton, she is also on Flosstube. I've mentioned her a few times. She has started a Facebook group for what's called the Great Biscornu Swap, and basically you sign up, you go up and join the Facebook page, and there is a swap coming up. It's going to be the very first one, and the theme is spring, and so I will be making a sweet little springtime Biscornu, and I'm not going to show it because it's for a swap. So, but that's another one of my starts for May. And let's see. So that is 7 starts. I may or may not add to that list as this month goes on. I think I'll probably just stick to that because that's a lot of work already. Especially that band sampler, that's going to be insane. But, so yeah, I think that is all that I have. I will see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful week of everything that you want to happen will happen. I'm not good at this whole ending the video thing. I'm just going to stop right there. Happy stitching. Bye.